is the account of the animals taken on board the ark. According to the proponents of the idea of a global flood, Noah loaded all the living species on earth into the ark, and these were thus preserved from extinction. But how could Noah have accommodated, fed, and kept separate all the animal species he took on board? Moreover, how were animals from different continents brought together? These questions cannot, of course, be answered. In fact, the flood took place in one particular region only. Therefore, the animals taken on board were probably only those living in the region inhabited by Noah's people. We may also assume that the animals on the ark were domesticated, that could be easily taught and protected, and posed no danger to human beings. The Quran informs us that the ark came to rest after the flood on Al-Judi. There is one very important point here. The word Judi is generally regarded as a specific mountain site, whereas the word appears to mean high setting or hill in Arabic. So, according to verses in the Quran, the ark settled on a high place. Judi may not, therefore, be thought of as the name of a specific mountain. In addition, the meaning of the word Judi may also show that the waters had reached a certain height, but not as high as mountaintop level. That is to say that the flood most probably did not engulf the whole earth and all the mountains, as described in the Old Testament, but only covered one particular region. One very interesting fact about Noah's flood is the way it is referred to by very different cultures. The flood is described in Greek legends, in the Shatapatha, Brahmana, and Mahabharata epics of India, in certain legends from Wales, in the Scandinavian Nordic epic Edda, in Lithuanian legends, and in tales of Chinese origin. How could these ancient civilizations, far distant from one another and with no means of exchanging ideas, have come by such convergent accounts regarding the flood? The answer is clear. All these civilizations must have obtained similar information regarding it. This is clear evidence that they obtained information from a divine source. The flood was a lesson given to various civilizations by many prophets as a deterrent, and thus became part of different cultures. Yet each time, the texts were altered from their original forms. The truth has thus been lost among mystical and mythological ideas. The Quran is the only remaining source that is in substantial agreement with the findings of empirical observation. That is because the Quran was revealed from the presence of God and is under His special protection. It is therefore out of the question for it ever to change and depart from its true essence. God reveals this in a verse. It is we who have sent down the reminder, and we who will preserve it. The life of Noah and the flood are described in detail in the Quran. The people of Noah refused to amend their deviant way of life, despite all the warnings given them. They continued in their denial of God, and were destroyed with a divine punishment. This is mentioned in many verses of the Quran. The truth of this event, which took place thousands of years ago, has today been confirmed through scientific studies. The conclusions from these studies are in full agreement with the verses from the Quran. There is another point which must not be forgotten. Noah's flood is an important lesson for everyone. Believers must take the lives of the prophets on the path of God as role models and learn from what befell the unbelieving associators of the people of Noah. God commands this in verses. Haven't they traveled in the earth and seen the final fate of those before them? They were greater than them in strength, and left far deeper traces on the earth. Yet God seized them for their wrong actions, and they had no one to protect them from God.